Alright, this next video I think here goes a little bit beyond the scope of the contest, but the reason why I wanted to include it is to kind of show you some of the other things that you can do with this belt sander. The reason why I think it goes beyond the scope of the contest is because we're mostly talking about convex sharpening and grinding and that type of thing. And what I'm going to do is sharpen a knife that has a high flat grind on it. Right now it's got a mild convex secondary bevel, and it's not very sharp, and it's not an even grind. You can see it's wide right here. It gets thinner, goes wider, goes thinner. It's not very polished the way I like it, and it's just in general not that sharp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and resharpen it on the belt sander, and what I'm going to do is give it a mild convex secondary bevel, much like what's on it. And I guess what I wanted to show is you could do a couple different. You don't only have so much control about how much convex edge you can put on here because of the thickness of the blade already, but you can control a little bit by the angles that you hold it at. If you start shallow and then steepen it and take a little bit of material off at a time, you could probably get that to be more rounded. I'm just going to go ahead and go with a 220 grit belt, and I'd probably take a couple passes at a couple different angles. I'm not worried about it being real convex. It's just I'd like it slightly convex because that's what the belt sander does, and it's better than a V grind, easier to maintain, all the the advantages of having a convex edge. I mean, it's the best one to do on a knife like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up to the more aggressive belt here, and it's a 220 grit, and go ahead and show you how I would do that. One of the other things I forgot to mention in the earlier videos is I realize you can't see my face in these, but while you're using this, safety glasses are a good thing. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, and just like before, I'm going to do a couple false starts, run it through, maybe hit the tip a couple times, switch it over, and go from there. Forgot to set the tracking on this. 1 second. Alright, here we go. And you already see that's looking a lot more even than it was before. I'm going to switch to the other side. See how nice and even that whole grind is right there. Both sides look about matched. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and switch over, and I can feel the wire on that. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my 600 grit belt. Do the same thing. This is just going to take off, be less aggressive, and it's just going to polish that up a bit. Alright, that should about do it for that. I'm going to switch over Last step is my leather belt with green compound, and this doesn't have to be the last step. Like I mentioned earlier, I could go on to the white compound, but 9 times out of 10 it's hardly noticeable, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick with the green and leather. Same technique used here again. That, as is pretty good and sharp. You can see the grind's nice and even. Shiny like I like it, high polished like I like it. And I'll go ahead and zoom in and show it on paper, but that was pretty easy. It's a heck of a lot sharper than what it was, you know, as I received it, and now it'll be easy to maintain. If I dull it up and just come back with probably just this belt alone and touch it up. Alright, this last one that we just did the regrind on, nice, sticks very easy. I'm laying it down real flat, it's still sticking, and it's also got a nice high shiny polish on it, which is what I like. Let's see how this one goes at it. There we go, look at that. Nice. That's the way I like them to end up. Try that one more time. I'm not sure if I got it all the way on the camera or not. Get that out of the way. Try that one more time here. Make sure I got it all the way on the camera. There we go. Like that. Works out good. See if I can, especially look at how small that one little curl is there. Right about the middle of the blade there. I mean, that's getting real picky, but it's just trying to show what you can actually do with the belt sander. And one other thing that I wanted to show about this sharpening with the belt sander, one of the other reasons I like it is it's very versatile. You don't have to stick to knives. You can do the same thing. I can switch back to a 600 grit if I need, or do my leather, or just use the leather belt. My little hand axe here has a convex edge on it as well. I can just run it the same way as I would like a knife, switch over sides, do the same thing. And I also split a lot of wood. We have a wood stove, you know, with larger axes, and it's the same thing on that. Just bring that in here with the belts and zip it across, and maintain the edges on those as well. So lots of things you can do with this little toy here.